Hey guys, so today is my birthday. I'm filming this on August 31st, and sellers, you're scared right now. You're seeing the market shift. You're nervous. Am I going to be able to sell my home? Did I miss my golden opportunity to sell at the beginning of this year? And I just wanted to encourage you with a few things that you can do right now to get the most out of your home. And let's put things into perspective. In 2019, our values were here. 2020, we went way up here. 2021, we're even higher. 2022, our appraisals got out of control because of the multiple offers and people paying cash above the true value, which inflated all of the appraisals. What we have done is we've seen a little bit of a market correction. But if you compare your values to where they were in 2019, we are still off the charts on what we would normally see as far as equity accruing. So typically the national standard is 3%. We've seen homes double since 2019. I'm not even joking. And so I think if we back up and we look at the overall picture of what has happened, we can see that this market correction, it was bound to happen, and your values are still very, very strong. And there are still buyers out there in the market looking for a home, especially in our area here. We're in Hunt County. We're 45 minutes east of Dallas. All of Dallas and Plano and Richardson and all of that, they're just pushing east. And so we're in a very, very strong area for buyer demand. Overall, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are predicting that the housing market is going to get a little bit tougher before it gets better. I don't necessarily agree with that for our particular area because we have such a strong buyer demand here. Nationwide, that might be a fact, but I think we're a little bit of an exception here. So what I'm telling my sellers right now is let's go ahead and invest the money. Let's take it back old school. Let's invest in our bathrooms, our kitchen, our curb appeal. Let's make it appeal to a buyer. I mean, gone are the days where you can just list it with laundry laying around, a dead body in the living room, and expect multiple offers 2 days later. And so those days are gone. I've seen one multiple offer situation in the past couple of weeks, but it was because the list price was way undervalued. It was a pricing strategy on the listing agent's part to produce multiple offers. It was not priced at fair market value, in my opinion. So if you want multiple offers, you can certainly price it underneath fair market value and see what happens, but I don't necessarily suggest that as a great pricing strategy. When sellers ask, okay, what is my home worth? We have to be careful looking at the comps because the comps before the end of June kind of don't matter. It's like we're playing this weird game of whose line is it anyway, where there's no rules and the points don't matter. So we're trying to get as close as we can on what we think your home is worth based on what's on the market now, what's been happening over the last 30 to 60 days. And then when we put it on the market, we kind of let the market tell us, are we overpriced? Are we not overpriced? If we're not getting showings, we're not getting any activity, a home only doesn't sell for two reasons: price and condition. If your home is in good condition, we know that we're overpriced. And so that's just where we're at right now. We're having to invest that sweat equity and that money into our homes to compete with the other homes on the market because there's buyers still out there. I promise you guys. They're starting to come out of the woodworks. They're starting to wrap their heads around this new interest rate. And honestly, they're getting kind of creative with their interest rates. They're learning how to buy down points again. They're learning that they can use sellers' concessions to buy down their points, which if you're a seller, instead of taking 10 grand off the price of the home, if you were to offer that 10 grand in sellers' concessions to a buyer and they use that 10 grand to buy down points, it affects their monthly payment overall by a few hundred, versus if they just reduce the sales price by 10 grand, that might make a $10 difference in your payment. But if you use it to buy down your points, it's going to make a huge difference in your payment. So we're starting to see creative things happen. It's really kind of cool to watch the market stabilize because buyers are actually being able to shop around and think about what home they want to be in. They have more inventory to choose from. I mean, honestly, for the last 2 years, I felt really, really sorry for my buyers. And so right now we're just, the sellers are adjusting and they're figuring out, okay, this is what we have to expect now. And unfortunately, multiple offers, crazy offers that are way overpriced, cash offers that, are way overvalued, appraisal waivers and all that, they may still happen the closer you get to Dallas, but out here we're not seeing as much of that. And so I just want to give you all a status update on what's happening in our world. I think people are just like freaked out, so they're not making any moves at all. And I think if people were just educated a little bit on what to expect, they might feel better about their next steps. And so we kind of predict this trend to keep going for a while. This market has stabilized, and I predict that it's going to be like this for a little bit longer. I don't see it swinging back to a seller's market. I don't see it halting and becoming a complete buyer's market. I see this, we knew this shift was going to happen eventually. We couldn't keep going at the rate that we were. And so this is really a good market to be in for both buyer and seller. And just keep this perspective in mind. If you're selling and buying in the same market, it's a lateral move regardless. So if you are selling a home, but you're having to sell for a little bit less right now, well, you're also being able to buy for a little bit less. So just keep that perspective in mind. Don't think that you've completely missed your opportunity, because if you're selling and buying, you're in the same boat. And so if you were selling and buying in May, you'd have to, you'd get a lot for your house. You might get 50 grand over what it's worth, but then you'd have to go buy a home and put an offer that was 50 grand over what it's worth. And so either way, whatever market you're in, if you're buying and selling, it's a lateral move. So just keep that perspective in mind, and we're going to get through this. I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to help. I'll talk to you later. Bye.